Fine, we're live now. Namaste everyone. Give me 1 minute. Right, Namaste everyone. Welcome to Hindi University. Really excited to have all of you this Sunday. As you know, my name is Ashutosh, and we meet every Sunday 8 a.m. US Pacific time, which is time on the west coast of the US, to learn about the Hindi language. For those of you who are new to Hindi University, you can learn more about us by going to our YouTube channel, which is youtube.com/Hindi University. Or you can also go to our website, which is hindiuniversity.org, and you learn about like how you can join the Sunday classes as well as the different practice sessions that you have. Here's a little bit of information in case if this is your first time learning about HU. So as I said, about the schedule, the Sunday classes, if you're interested in joining, you can use this Zoom link and you can actively engage in our classes as well as engage with the HU community. You can also scan this URL, which is basically bring you to the HU WhatsApp group. And you can share some of the information about why you're interested in learning Hindi, and we'll make sure you are situated into the relevant practice groups. Okay. As you know, this year we're following two main books. First one is Pingu Learns Hindi, which is the book for the beginners, and the second one is Elementary Hindi, which is a book written by Professor Richard Delacy and Sudha Joshi. Richard Delacy is also a Hindi professor at the Harvard University. We will be starting a new topic today, from the Elementary Hindi book. It requires some prior understanding of it's an intermediate plus topic that we'll be covering, but I'll still be going over the basics. For those of you who are completely new, at least I expect you to be somewhat familiar with the concept, right? So with that in mind, I think you should be able to follow up and understand the concept. Okay. With that in mind, as you know, the classes are very interactive, so feel free to unmute yourself and ask any questions you may have. So today we'll be learning about, I expect at least somewhat of the Hindi pronouns as well as verbs and basic sentence structure, okay? Because that will be very important for you to grasp the topic. So we'll be learning about this topic called relative, correlative pronouns clauses, okay? We'll start with basics as always, and we'll build on top of it. So what are relative and correlative pronouns? Okay. So these are basically your pronouns which are used to join two sentences which has the common word. In almost all cases, you have a common pronoun. Okay. What is the example of it? Imagine you have two sentences. The first one is, you want to say the man is reading a book, okay, and you want to say the man is my brother or my friend. One option is you say the sentence in two different sort of one after the other, okay, but it looks a little bit like you are at the basic level, right? So in English also typically, or in other languages also, you'll typically end up combining the common pronoun. In both the sentences, the common pronoun would be the man here, okay? So you end up saying the man who is reading the book is my brother, okay? The man who is reading the book is my brother, okay? So even though who is being used here, and I'm going to stop sharing it, so we'll go to the whiteboarding session. So even though you're writing who here, which is basically, typically you would think it's an interrogative in Hindi, right? When you're asking a question, you start with who. This who is, it's basically used as a relative pronoun. Okay, it's used as a relative pronoun. So that's basically the definition, and in simple terms, that's a relative pronoun in Hindi. Okay. In English, you can refer to, they can be used as who, which, what, that. Okay. In Hindi, it's very simple. All of them will be referred as jo. Okay, jo. All of them will be referred as jo. So we'll start simple. We'll start making sentences with just Joe, just like all, and then just like all other pronouns in Hindi, they can be used with postpositions. We learn about how Joe can be used with various postpositions. Okay, and we'll build sentences on that. So first we'll start simple, and we'll build on that. Okay, so relative pronoun, which is equal pronoun, which are used to combine two sentences. Okay, where you have the common pronoun used in both of them. So imagine if you have to work on the same example that we started, which is basically a man is reading a book. So I expect all of you to at least start writing the sentence in Hindi. First, write them separately, and you can post them on however you're watching it. Like if you're watching it on Facebook, post it on the comment. On Zoom, you can do the same. And similarly, if you're watching the recording on YouTube, you can do the same and follow along. Okay, and then you can say the man is my, let's say, brother. Okay, so type it, and I'm going to ask some of you to tell me, and we'll practice more and more of just the relative part. When we write it this way, both of them are the main clause. But when we combine the sentences, one becomes the main clause, one sentence, and the other one becomes the subordinate clause, right? Because it depends on the main clause. If you were to just say the subordinate clause on its own, it won't really make sense. Okay. So let's say I want to see how you guys are doing it. You can use the Zoom chat. Okay. All right. Right. Rita ji, you want to tell us this one? What is the sentence in Hindi? The man is reading a book.
आदमी एक किताब पढ़ रहा है.
Okay, very good. So I'm going to just write like this. आदमी एक किताब पढ़ रहा है. Okay, very good. How will you say the second one?
वो आदमी मेरा भाई है.
The man is my brother. So you will say, I'm not going to use.
आदमी मेरा भाई है.
That's very good. आदमी मेरा भाई है. Now imagine if you have to join both of these sentences into together, okay? And whenever you're doing it, as I said, you will end up using the relative, correlative pronouns, and then you end up saying jo and wo. Okay, and you have a jo, and then we'll just write it as wo. Okay, so I'm gonna erase this, and we'll join these two sentences together. And the way you will say it is like you will have jo आदमी एक किताब, as it is, किताब पढ़ रहा है. Okay, and then you will write this one वो. Now you will remove this one. You will just simply say वो मेरा भाई है. जो आदमी एक किताब पढ़ रहा है वो मेरा भाई है. Okay, now this Joe is referring to basically the man who is reading the book is my brother. That's how you will say it in English also. Okay, any questions so far? I'm going to write down. I'm going to erase it.
The Joe would come at the beginning of the sentence?
Yeah, so I'm going to write down and then I'll tell you. The man, okay, I'll talk about that. So the man who is reading the book is my brother. Okay, so in English, more or less, the position is, for the most part, is always, it's fixed. You cannot change too much. In Hindi, the position of its, it's flexible basically. It will allow you to move it around. Okay. Anybody would like to try how you can move it around? How you can, change the position of this one? How else would you say the sentence?
Can you
Yeah.
say
Yeah.
आदमी जो एक किताब पढ़ रहा है वो मेरा भाई है?
Which one?
Can you say आदमी जो एक किताब पढ़ रहा है
Uh-huh.
वो? Oh, that's fine. Yeah, can you put आदमी as the first word and Joe as the second word?
Okay, try it at least.
आदमी जो एक किताब पढ़ रहा है वो मेरा भाई है.
Okay, okay. How about this? Admi. Admi. How about this? I'll say this one. Okay. I'll say Admi मेरा भाई है. Okay. You can say वो आदमी मेरा भाई है जो एक किताब पढ़ रहा है. ओके. आदमी, वो आदमी मेरा भाई है. वो दैट मैन, वो आदमी. Basically what you did was you started with वो and then you put the pronoun here. Basically वो आदमी और pronoun here. वो आदमी मेरा भाई है जो एक किताब पढ़ रहा है. You change the order. Okay. Because Hindi is a little bit flexible here. It is allowing you to play around with it and say it. Okay. But you still have to have both the main clause as well as the relative clause. Okay. If you were to just use this sentence independently, it will be very hard. It will not really make any sense. Okay. So for example, if you were to say जो आदमी किताब पढ़ रहा है, okay, it doesn't really give which on its own. There is no dependency. You will not be able to make any sense of it unless you know that what is the context, that the speaker wants to say something about that person, like वो मेरा भाई है. Okay. और वो traveler है. Okay. और वो एक professor है. Okay. और या वो एक poet है. If you don't know anything about that, about the main clause, just the relative clause on its own is not going to give you any information. Okay. Sheilaji, your question.
Yeah, so the second one that you've written up here, there, वो आदमी मेरे भाई है जो एक किताब पढ़ रहा है. That's like saying the man, my brother, who is reading the book.
That's
And
right.
then what Jackie was saying the other way around, which if I remember correctly, Jackie, and correct me if I'm wrong, was आदमी वो एक किताब पढ़ रहा है. No, sorry, आदमी जो एक किताब पढ़ रहा है वो मेरा भाई है. That's like sort of saying the man who was reading the book is my brother.
So it's the same thing. जो आदमी एक किताब पढ़ रहा है, the man who is reading a book, he's my brother. Okay. The man is my brother who is reading a book.
Right. But then if you did it the other way, which would be Joe आदमी sorry, I'm getting confused which way around we are here. The man who is my brother is reading the book. Would
Oh, I see.
there's
I
a
see.
slight difference in the meaning?
I think what you're saying is slightly different than what the two I have written,
Yes, yes.
right? Which is
Yeah.
slightly different. It changes the thing basically. You typically when you're saying it, you would what you're saying is जो आदमी interesting way you put it there basically. Repeat it again one more time. I have to write it down.
Yeah, so the two that you have up both would mean to me the man who is reading the book is my brother. But
Yes.
if you said the man who is my brother is reading the book,
The man who is my brother is reading a book. Would you say that in English though?
um,
Like,
the
would
man
you?
who is my brother is reading a book. I think in some circumstances, perhaps, yes, the man who is
Yeah.
my brother is reading the book.
The man who is reading
My-
a
The
man.
man who is my brother is reading the book.
आदमी जो मेरा भाई है एक किताब पढ़ रहा है. That's how I say. आदमी जो एक किताब पढ़ रहा है. Okay. आदमी जो एक so that's what Jackie G was trying to say.
Yeah,
Actually.
yeah.
She was changing it. Okay, good find. Okay, आदमी जो एक किताब पढ़ रहा है वो मेरा भाई है. Yeah, good variation. Definitely make a note of it. So something we learned on the fly basically. Yes, Jackie G, you were raising your hand.
Well, thank you. I think you just answered it there. But so does Joe and Vo, do they have to come at the start of both those sentences that you're joining together?
So typically, जो आदमी एक किताब पढ़ रहा है, typically this is implied. If you remove it, it will still make sense. जो आदमी एक किताब पढ़ रहा है, मेरा भाई है.
Okay.
Typically, when you're speaking it fast, you will remove वो और वह or or the correlative one, and that will still make sense. That will still mean the same thing.
And
But-
could you use, instead of Joe, could you say वो आदमी एक किताब पढ़ रहा है मेरा भाई है? Or doesn't that really make sense?
No, that would because Joe is it's just like Joe is who is referring to who, so you
Right,
would not replace Joe with wo that
Right.
that's not that's not
Okay. Okay.
Yeah.
Thank you. Yeah. Thank
All
you.
right. Some of you may still have question, so what we'll do is we'll keep the main clause same and we'll just practice changing the relative clause. Okay, so imagine this, you have the same part, जो आदमी किताब पढ़ रहा है मेरा भाई है. Okay, so instead of that you start changing this clause only. Okay, and let's say you want to still say जो वहां खड़ा है. Okay, आदमी जो वहां खड़ा है मेरा भाई है. Okay, the man who is standing there is my brother. Okay, let's say we just practice this one because the other one it's fixed, it's static, it's not changing, and you just want to keep practicing the जो part. Okay, आदमी जो बोल रहा है, the man who is speaking. Okay, आदमी जो सॉकर खेल रहा है और खेल रहा है is my brother, वो मेरा भाई है. You can say आदमी जो गाना गा रहा है, आदमी जो गाना गा रहा है मेरा भाई है. The man who is singing a song is my brother. आदमी जो एक इंस्ट्रूमेंट और let's say just say instrument play कर रहा है वो मेरा भाई है. The man who is playing an instrument is my brother. Or you can say आदमी जो दौड़ रहा है, आदमी जो दौड़ रहा है, the man who is running is my brother. Okay, I'm just repeating it so you get used to the pattern and you feel a little bit more comfortable. But I'm gonna come to you guys, so then give me what else you can replace it with. Okay, so I'm keeping this sentence same, but you can change it too. Okay, आदमी जो वहां खड़ा है एक बड़ा प्रोफेसर है. Okay, आदमी जो बोल रहा है एक पॉलिटिशियन है. Okay, आदमी जो सॉकर खेल रहा है एक फेमस सॉकर प्लेयर है. Now you can change it as well. Okay, आदमी जो गाना गा रहा है वो उसकी आवाज बहुत अच्छी है. Okay, आदमी जो एक इंस्ट्रूमेंट प्ले कर रहा है वो बहुत सारे इंस्ट्रूमेंट प्ले कर सकता है. ओके. आदमी जो दौड़ रहा है वो हर साल बहुत सारी मैराथन दौड़ता है. Okay. I spoke very fast deliberately just so that you guys also get used to hearing it faster. And I believe most of you were at least able to follow, even though I was speaking fast. But this is just to kind of get you guys the practice. Okay. I'll take a pause. I'll take a pause to take any questions. So far we spoke about just a person. You can change it, as I said, who, which, that, all of them, in Hindi will refer to Jo. Okay. So far we spoke about a person. We'll change it to different nouns.
So Asuji, I had a question. I'm a little confused there. So
Huh?
you were saying, you were writing these out and you were saying Joe Admi. So Joe Bal, Joe Admi Val, Joe Admi Kale. So you can do it that way? Or no, you were saying
Oh,
Admi Joe.
okay. Okay, I see your question. Admi Jo. Okay. The man. Oh, I see what you're saying. Admi jo wahan khada, jo wahan.
I think you wrote Joe Admi, but you were saying Admi Joe.
Okay. So, jo. Okay, Admi. You can. I mean, again, like how if I Jo. Yes, I would put Jo Admi here. Admi. जो आदमी वहाँ खड़ा है. Yes, you can say that. And I think
Okay.
technically you can say both, but I see what you're saying because there are two different kind of sentences, right? So you can say जो आदमी वहाँ खड़ा है, जो आदमी बोल रहा है. Yes. जो आदमी खेल रहा है, जो आदमी गाना गा रहा है. Yeah, if I was saying it but didn't write it, you just keep it in sync.
Okay,
But
thank you.
the grammatically speaking, as I said, this is the second part, which we learned on the fly as Jackie ji and Sheila ji asked the question. But technically that is also correct. But yeah, think of it as like jo aadmi wahan khada hai. Yeah,
Okay, thank you.
of course. Any other questions on this one? Let's see how can you guys make sentences just like these. And try not to write it, just think aloud and see what comes naturally to you guys. Let's see. We'll start with Uni.
Okay. जो आदमी वहाँ खड़ा है वो मेरी बड़ा बहन है.
Okay. So instead of you can say जो औरत probably.
Okay, जो औरत
वहाँ
वहाँ खड़ा है
खड़ी है.
और खड़ी है.
हाँ.
वह
मेरी बड़ी.
मेरी बड़ी बहन है.
Very good. मेरी बड़ी बहन है. जो औरत वहाँ खड़ी है मेरी बड़ी बहन है. Awesome. Okay. Let's keep going. Let's say who would like to go? Sharon ji.
It's always so hard for me to generate a sentence, but if I say,
Yeah, keep it simple. You can just change one part of it.
can I say something like जो कुत्ता बेच रहा है वो मेरी बेटी है?
जो
कुत्ता.
as in
The dog who is sitting there is my daughter's, something like that.
मेरी बेटी का है. Okay, मेरी बेटी का है. You
Yeah.
can say it belongs to my daughter.
Yes.
Yeah, you can say that. Yeah, जो कुत्ता वहाँ बैठा है वो मेरी बेटी का कुत्ता है.
Okay, let me just ask one quick question. I got confused if you're saying it's interchangeable जो आदमी and आदमी जो, or जो औरत and औरत जो. Is that interchangeable?
So right now keep it simple, because otherwise it will puzzle you a lot. Right now you can keep it simple. You can just say जो आदमी वहाँ खड़ा है, which is the man. Keep it simple like this right now for now. Okay,
Okay.
and then you come back to the other portion of it later
Okay.
once you are comfortable on this one. Yeah.
Yep, yep.
Any other question? Anyone? Okay, let's see who else would like to try. Malaji?
Can I?
Yeah, please. Sunny will come to you after Malaji.
Sure.
जो sorry
Yeah.
जो आदमी खेल रहा है वो मशहूर क्रिकेटर है.
Beautiful. जो आदमी खेल रहा है मशहूर क्रिकेटर है. सनी जी?
Okay, I'm referring to the religious context, talking about the king who was going to give his daughter to Arjuna. So he says, "Jo aadmi dhanush tod sakta hai." It means the admi who can break the bow, or wo mere bhai ko jeet sakta hai.
Okay, good one. Awesome. Who? JDG?
So I would say वो आदमी जो आदमी बोल रहा है. Manner of speaking on what? बहुत अमीर है.
बहुत अमीर है. Beautiful. Okay. Let's see who. Daniel जी?
जो आदमी सोना रही है. I keep wanting to say is. I want to put or, but I know there's no or, so it's just
Okay.
मेरा भाई है.
Okay. जो आदमी सो रहा है मेरा भाई है. That's what you said, right?
Huh? Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. So what
Could
else
I
would
put or?
Huh?
Could I put and or is my brother?
So as in like say it completely so that will make sense. जो आदमी सो रहा है
Or मेरा भाई है is my brother.
वो मेरा भाई है. Is that what you're saying? Or?
Yes.
So
The Joe, who is my brother, is who is sleeping. Joe is my brother who is sleeping. Is that what I'm saying?
जो आदमी सो रहा है. I think I understood one sentence which is जो आदमी सो रहा है मेरा भाई है. I'm just trying to understand. Is there a
That's my
contrast?
sentence, but could I put or in it? Can I put the word and in it as a pronoun?
And like
AUR in Hindi.
Huh?
Yeah, can I put and in that sentence at all or not?
So you can put and as in like two activity. जो आदमी सो रहा है और सोच. I mean, for example, you can say जो आदमी बोल रहा है और सोच रहा है.
Okay.
So if you mean and as in like or, like
Yes.
this, you have to have two activities. You have to have two actions, then you can put it, right? आदमी जो let's say आदमी जो घर आया और बैठा और जिसने खाना खाया वो मेरा भाई है. So if you want to use and in that way where you want to keep on adding activities, you can do that.
Okay.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Yeah. Anyone else? Austin ji?
जो लड़की नदी में तैर रही है वो मेरी बहन है.
Beautiful. जो लड़की नदी में तैर रही है वो मेरी बहन है. Okay. Anyone else?
I'll tell one.
Yes, please.
जो लड़की स्टेज पर डांस कर रही है वो मेरी दोस्त है.
ब्यूटीफुल. जो लड़की स्टेज पे डांस कर रही है वो मेरी दोस्त है. अमेजिंग. मीना जी. मीता जी.
जो छात्रा सोच रही है वो मैं हूँ.
Okay, beautiful. Donna ji, I'm going to give you a different one. As opposed to आदमी, औरत, लड़की, you have to use flight. So start with something जो flight. I'll make it difficult for you because you want to.
Joe fly? No, but that's going to be an object. We're using subjects, right?
Try it. जो flight.
Uh, Joe flight, dare say, पहुंचा?
Okay, yeah, देर से पहुंच.
पहुंचा.
Okay, पहुंची. Okay, जो flight देर से.
पहुंची flight, okay. मेरी है.
Very good. Very good. Okay. Very good. जो फ्लाइट देर से पहुंची मेरी है. Okay. You can, if you want, if you are very adventurous, you can make 2 separate sentences first. Okay. Flight देर से पहुंची. Okay. Or you can say मेरी फ्लाइट देर से पहुंची. You can make 2 separate sentences, and then you can say जो फ्लाइट देर से पहुंची, वो you can say मेरी है, वो हर बार लेट होती है. ओके. वो हर बार और एवरी टाइम, हर बार डिले होती है. ओके. In a nutshell, these are, if you know to make these 2 sentences separately, you are just adding them using jo. Okay. So don't overthink it. It's just like you 2 sentences merged together. Okay. You can do something like instead of flight also you can do जो खाना आपने खाया. जो खाना आपने खाया. The food that you ate, वो इटालियन है. ओके. जो खाना आपने खाया वो इटालियन है. ओके. It's simple as like you making 2 sentences. You ate food. Or you ate, and then simple is the food is, you ate food, the food is Italian. Okay. You ate food is आपने खाना खाया. Okay. The food is Italian. खाना Italian है. 2 separate sentences. Okay. All you're doing is combining it together, which is जो खाना आपने खाया. जो खाना आपने खाया इटालियन है. If it makes sense. Okay. जो खाना आपने खाया इटालियन है. Okay. So yes.
Oh, Professor, ek मेरे पास है.
Please.
Sentence. जो आदमी वहां पर खाना खा रहा है मेरे दोस्त है.
Beautiful. जो आदमी खाना खा रहा है
मेरे दोस्त है.
Beautiful. Wonderful. Anyone else? Okay, let me give you a sentence. Joe, the bike you are, driving, it belongs to my father. The bike that you can just say jo chalana as a verb. Delia?
So the bike that you are riding belongs to my brother.
or my anyone basically. You can
Father,
change.
okay, okay. जो बाइक तुम चला रही हो वो मेरे पिताजी की है.
Beautiful, beautiful. Okay, something similar. The laptop you're using, it's it's basically it's an Apple laptop or something like that. Okay, who would like to do that? The laptop that you're using, you know, JDG.
Joe laptop. Chala raha hai.
No, use. You can just use karna as a verb.
Okay. Joe laptop use kar raha hai.
Okay.
Apple है.
Yeah, जो लैपटॉप आप यूज कर रहे हो वो एप्पल का है और something along those lines. You can say that. Yeah, awesome. Okay, anyone else who wants to try it out? I want to make sure, you know, I don't want to put you on the spot also, but at the same time, I want to make sure you. Yes, Sheila ji.
I have a question. What happens when you're using a verb that's a co-construct verb?
With Joe and Co. Joe and Co.
Yeah.
So basically, like this.
The help I wanted is not coming. So
yeah, do it. The help that I wanted is not coming.
So जो मदद मुझे चाहिए sorry was the help I wanted T वो was not coming nahi आई.
Yeah, you can say that. वो नहीं आई. Yep. जो मदद मुझे चाहिए थी वो नहीं आई. Okay. So you wanted.
Yeah, it works with those sorts of constructions as well.
You wanted co-construction like this, or
Yeah.
you want co with here?
No, my question was actually whether it worked the same way with the co-constructs. Yeah. So mujhko, yeah.
Yeah, this is correct. You say it exactly like this. So right now her sentence is like जो मदद. So the two separate sentences you will make is मुझे
मदद चाहिए थी.
That's right. मुझे मदद चाहिए थी. And the second thing is मेरी मदद नहीं
मिल रही
आई. These are the two separate sentences you, right?
Yeah.
That's it. So मुझे मदद चाहिए थी, मेरी मदद नहीं आई. So the common thing is मदद.
Yeah.
Right? That's a common thing. So all you're doing is जो मदद मुझे चाहिए थी वो नहीं आई.
Got ya. Thank you.
Yeah, so that is the common thing, mother. Just like the food was the common thing, the bike was the common thing.
Yes.
The food was the common thing. And then before that, common thing was the man or the woman or the daughter, that you all came up with. Or the flight that, Donna ji mentioned. Okay, so I do want you to do a lot of exercises that are available in any of the textbook. You can take Snell or Usha Jain or any of those. Yes, Shireen ji.
मैंने जो कहा वो मेरे दिल से आ रहा है.
One more time.
मैंने जो कहा वो मेरे दिल से आ रहा है.
मैंने जो
कहा वो मेरे दिल से आ रहा है.
मैंने जो कहा वो मेरे पीछे
दिल से.
Oh yeah, oh okay. वो मेरे, very good. वो मेरे दिल से आ रहा है. Okay, what is the common thing?
I thought of the how I'm using Joe.
One more time, Shirinji.
The use of Joe.
Oh, yeah, it's a joke or a
Joe. The use of
joke.
Joe.
Yes, yes. So the common thing is whatever is being said. The first sentence is मैंने कहा, मैंने. Basically, the common thing it's implied here. मैंने, you know, for example, you know, मैंने जो कहा, you know, वो मेरे दिल से आ रहा है. Okay. Whatever I said is coming from my heart. That's what literal translation is.
Yes.
Whatever I said, it's coming from my heart. Okay.
Ashwinji, can I ask a question?
Yes.
Okay. It's saying maine jo kaha. Can we also say jo maine kaha? Is that the same thing?
Yes. That's right. You can say that. You can say जो मैंने कहा वो मेरे दिल से आ रहा है. You can say that too. Yeah, I think I wanted to do the Joe with the post positions, but you know, I think it's better that I don't rush it, and we'll do that in the subsequent class. We just practice more of this. That way, you guys get more and more sort of comfortable with this part first. Okay. Anybody has any handy like you know, the exercises from Usha Jain or Snell for this one? I can take it actually. If not, I'm going to continue it, but I just want to see if you have it handy. Okay, or we can continue to make sentences on that. Anybody else?
One
Yeah.
more quick question. You use the word use, the word in English. Isn't there a Hindi word that we should use?
Yeah, you can use istemal karna, or you know, other ways to say it as well. But yeah, istemal karna, you can use that. Or upabhog karna, but that's a little bit more complicated, right? I mean, so you know, you can keep it simple. You can use karna, you know, or istemal karna. Anyone else? More sentence, which is not aadmi aurat or you know, boy girl, but different object. Okay, let's see. I can do something interesting here. जो आप पढ़ रहे हैं. So I'll make a table for you. Maybe this will be useful. Okay, so we did right now is Joe. Okay, so we'll still do this Joe, and just like you know, in Hindi, a lot of pronouns, almost all of them, you can use the post position to that, which is like ka, ke, and ki. Okay, so if you have something where you are adding jo with ka, ke, and ki, it also gets modified. Okay, and it will become let's say Jackie ji, jo and ka would be
I think Jura.
okay.
Is it?
So my possession, basically when it is my possession, when I say my laptop, how will I say?
Mera laptop.
When I say his laptop, it would be
Uska laptop.
and then just like that, you want to say Joe and ka would be
Jura.
no, it's just
No.
like uska. What is the interrogative for uska? Whose?
Kiss.
Yeah, so
Kiska.
kiska, kiska. So just
Kiska.
like that, kiska becomes
Jiska.
beautiful. Jiska. Okay, jiska. And it really means whose. But when you say kiska, that's like an interrogative. But when you say jiska, it is your relative pronoun, jiska. Okay, and plus k becomes
Jiske. And then Jiski.
jiske and jiski. So you can essentially, just like where we use जो, right? You can say जो आदमी जिसके पास लैपटॉप है, मेरा भाई है, जिसके पास लैपटॉप है, ओके, और जिसका घर बड़ा है, और आदमी जिसका दिल बड़ा है, ओके, और आदमी जिसका जिसका कुत्ता मिसिंग है, ओके, और जिसकी बिल्ली क्यूट है, okay. I'm just making it up, but you get the point. Like your
Yeah.
main clause remains the same. You are just playing with the subordinate clause. We'll do more. Okay, this one will spend more time in the next class. I just want to make a table. So Joe, you already have. You added ka, ke, and ki here. It becomes jiska, jiski, and jiske. Now, this Joe that we use is singular. What if your Joe is plural? Okay, let's see. I'll work with Rita ji on this one. Okay, so so Rita ji, just like we say my brother. Okay, you want to say our house. How will you say our house in Hindi?
हमारे घर.
हमारे घर, right? And then just like हमारे घर, you want to say whose houses? Just like kiska, what is the plural of kiska?
Kiska?
Okay, so
I found it was a Jane, but I've the examples, I remember this.
Yeah,
This was a nightmare back then.
it's okay. No, it's you're going, just like you think about, like kiska was the interrogative, kiska, kiske, and kiski, and then it becomes plural here. Okay, I want to give you enough clues.
Was that
but
the Jinka?
Yes, that's right. That's
Okay,
right.
it's coming back.
That's right. So what is the interrogative?
Jitna or so it's Hamare ga, and I think it would be Jinke.
Yeah, beautiful.
Oh, Jinka, yeah.
Jinka, Jinke, and Jinki. You got it already, sir. Just writing it down. The interrogative corresponding to that would be Kinka. Okay, Kinka. Okay. If it is hard for you guys, don't worry. We'll go over it. Right now, I'm just making a table. Okay. If it is hard, just stick with this one. Plural will come gradually, but as I said, in English there are multiple pronouns corresponding, like whose. In Hindi it's always jo when you're using it without any interrogative, without any postpositions. But the moment you add postpositions, you get the variety there. So it's interesting. These are fixed in Hindi, and these are fixed in English. In English, you will always say whose, but in Hindi it becomes jiska, jiske, jiski, and same thing. Like here also you will say whose.
Is this where we start? Will you also use Utna?
Utna, that's right, right.
Okay.
Yeah. Right. So, any questions, anyone? Like, so right now, what we did was, first we learned about Joe. Okay, and we learned about how to use Joe just on its own as a relative pronoun. But sometimes you want to use the relative pronoun with the postposition, ka, ke, and ki. Okay, because relative pronouns can also have possessions. They also possess things. Just like, as I said, when I say my brother, you will say mera bhai. Okay, you want to say his brother, you will say uska bhai. Okay, if you want to use it as a interrogative, whose brother, that's basically kiska bhai. But let's say you want to use as a relative pronoun. and I make a sentence for you so you know why it will be used. Let's say you want to say sentence like the lady whose brother is I'll make it up, whose brother is it's tall is my colleague. The lady whose brother is tall is my co-worker, right? We didn't say who here, okay? We used whose, and that's used as a relative, a pronoun, which has sort of a position. The position as in like the brother belongs to the lady, right? So you will say lady, you will say here जिसका भाई tall है. Okay, don't worry about the main clause, worry about the subordinate clause. जिसका भाई tall है, okay, और जिसका लैपटॉप बहुत बड़ा है, और जिसका घर बहुत बड़ा है.
And what would it be if it was brothers? If brother was
Yeah.
plural?
If it is not one bhai, multiple bhai, is that what you're
Yeah.
saying?
Yeah.
Then you will use, JD ji, what will you use?
जिसके.
Yeah, औरत जिसके भाई बड़े हैं. Okay, if it is sister, it would be
जिसकी.
yes. If it is multiple, women. Let's say we're talking about women here. Let's say औरतें
Oh, this is harder.
No, we just tried.
Jinki?
Yes, that's right, jinki. Right, that's right. So the reason I told you, because I knew that you were thinking that, when you are talking about the lady, if it is one singular, corresponding relative pronoun would be basically jiska, jiski, and jiske. But if it is plural, they will correspondingly also become like, jinka, jinki, and jinke. Yeah. It's probably hard. We're not done yet. I'm just giving you the preliminary trailer of what is yet to come. So,
Oh, it's hard, all right. It's hard, all right.
Do you want examples from Usta Jane? If anybody has Usta Jane's books, by the way, it's in the introduction to Usta Jane. It's the last chapter.
it'll come. Okay, it's not hard. It appears hard, but it's not hard actually. Okay, that's why I just think about, if Joe is clear right now. My ask to all you is just practice for Joe, and even Joe, I would say, keep the main clause fixed. Just focus on, जो आदमी सो रहा है. Okay, जो आदमी सो रहा है, जो फ्लाइट, और जो शिप दिख रहा है, जो शिप दिख रहा है, like the ship that is, we can see, वो बॉल्टिमोर जा रहा है. Okay, और जो कार स्पीड कर रही है. So just keep making sentences starting with Joe. So at least you have you get used to that part. Okay. We'll worry about the main clause separately. But once you get used to this part, then we'll focus on jiska, jiske, and jiski. Similarly, right now we have ka, ke, and ki, because we want to show that the relative pronoun has some association with like something. Okay, just like we add ka, ke, ki, will add more postposition, just like we add in other postposition like ne and ko. Okay, so just like mujhko apple chahiye. Okay, you can say instead of mujhko it would be
Okay.
Okay, you can say mujhe, but
जिसका
yeah. So when I say mujhko, I'm using main with ko, which is basically I'm using it as a pronoun, uh, possessive pronoun, like sorry, main plus ko, to me. But if I want to use it, same thing as a relative pronoun, it would become. I think one of you already mentioned that.
जिसको
जिसको आदमी जिसको एप्पल चाहिए वो मेरा टीचर है. Okay, it'll come. Okay, आदमी जिसको all we did was like we are trying to fit that structure into so first get comfortable with Joe. That's the more important part, the most important part. After that we'll make variations of Joe. Okay, I know this lecture may be slightly harder, so I'll take a pause here. We'll do the later part, basically the variations of it in the next class. So we'll take questions from anyone, and if you want to experiment making more sentences with Joe, we can do that as well. So yeah, feel free to ask questions, anyone. And I think that's
Sorry, Ashwin, it's not a question. It's just, it was really helpful to see that table.
yeah.
It just helps you sort of understand that it's this if it's singular, din if it's plural, and then
Yes.
the last bit is like mujhe or mujhko or
Yeah.
that was really helpful. Thank you.
Yeah, I think if you want, what I can do, I can share my screen. I didn't, do the table to you guys, the entire table, but you can take a screenshot. I'll post it on the, our channel also, but this is the table that I prepared. I'm going to give it to you guys. It'll be useful as we come to the next class if you kind of like go over it. So give me 1 minute. I'm going to share my screen so you guys can see. Actually, I can put the table in this slide. Give me 1 minute. So I'm gonna just 1 minute. Okay, I'm gonna give you the table so it'll be easier for you. And I didn't write the whole table. I was like, it'll be too much basically for everyone. So there are two ways. Like one, the table that it's given by Richard Delacy also, and so that's one version of it. You right now take that one, and then we'll do the other one that I prepared. So you can share. Hopefully you can see my screen. So you have Joe singular, Joe plural. We added ka, it becomes jiska and jinka. When you add ko, can you see my screen?
Yes.
Okay, when you add ko, it becomes jisko or jise. For plural, it becomes jinko and jinhe. When you have ne, it becomes jisne and jinhone. And then Richard Delacy doesn't cover it, but let's say, what if you have say? Delia, it becomes. So the point is not you memorize it. The point is you know the pattern. So Delia, imagine you have a postposition say here. Jo become
जिससे
jisse, and plural will
जिससे
become. Yeah, and then plural will become
जिनसे
jinse. Very good. And then what if the postposition is may?
जिसमें
Jisme. Beautiful. Okay, and then in may?
sorry what
What about plural?
oh
Jo.
जिन में
Yeah.
पानी है
Yeah, bottles जिनमें पानी
जिनमें
है.
पानी है
ये जिसमें पानी है. So just remember that part. Like Joe, initially we used as just like to replace the man, woman, or the noun that you have. Okay, but they or the pronoun, but they can have possessions, they can have emotions, they can have relations, right? So in those cases, just like in English, you have whose or to whom or who. What is the corresponding Hindi word for it? Right? That's what it is right now. Okay. Yes, Sheila ji.
Yeah, just a little thing that helped me was if you're getting mixed or confused about when you use the singular and when you use the plural and which one's which, in other words, the jis and the jin or the kiss and the kin, the way I found it easiest to remember was one has an S in it for singular and one has an N in it for numerous.
Yeah, yeah,
So if that helps anybody.
yeah, of course.
Yes, definitely.
Awesome. So for folks who are watching live on Facebook, I'll stop the broadcast. So but if you have any questions, please share your questions, and in the subsequent class we'll start with the sentence structure for all the the other forms of Joe. Okay.